Thank you so much. Very good evening to everyone joining us from the Pathways School. I welcome all the students and the parents joining us for this session. It's a 1 hour session. During this session, I'll be talking about the courses, the programs at O.P. Jindal Global University. We are a leading social sciences and research-based institution located out of Sonipat, which is about 90 minutes drive from the center of Delhi. We are a fully residential university offering courses in social sciences only. So this is your presenter for today. I am Ankur Vohra, the head of outreach and international admissions at the university. I also, in addition to outreach, I also head the admission process for two of our schools, the Jindal School of Liberal Arts and Humanities and the Jindal School of Government and Public Policy. So that's a bit about me. With regards to the session breakup, I will be doing a presentation, a detailed presentation for about 30 to 40 minutes. I would like to take maximum questions from you with regards to any question that you have in your mind. I'll encourage all of you to speak up and make use of this opportunity to interact with us directly. Over the past many years, we have been getting fabulous students from Pathways, Aravali and Noida and other top schools across Delhi NCR. So I encourage you to have your questions cleared today. My sincere gratitude to Ms. Nina Virmani and the team at Pathways World School Aravali for inviting us and giving us this platform to engage with you directly. So the topic for today is how JGU prepares you for new age careers. And there has been a lot of talk about new age careers. What will the world look like post COVID-19? And is it that there are some jobs that will be in demand? I know there has been a lot of talk about various technology related jobs, but what about social sciences and liberal arts and fields such as those as law? So if we look at briefly at the industrial revolutions, and we are currently undergoing we're living in the fourth industrial revolution, moving towards the fifth. That if you go back in history, the first industrial revolution, which started with the featuring of steam engines in the 18th and the 19th century, which opened up the world economy. Then the second industrial revolution happened in the year 1817 to 1914, somewhere around the start of the First World War, where we had steel, oil, electricity, and combustion engines coming into the world economy stage. The third the revolution that happened was the digital revolution, featuring personal computers and the internet. And the current and the fourth industrial revolution that we are living through and that the world is talking about is the advance of AI, big data, robotics, IoT, blockchain, and cryptocurrency. And there is a lot of talk about what will be the jobs in the future who look like, what will be the education, what should be the education for our students so that we can prepare for future. And if you do a simple Google search on in-demand job post COVID-19, you will see a lot of jobs in the area of science and technology, right from cloud computing to data science, big data, web development, Internet of Things. So this is what a layman like me knows about jobs of the future, that if you have to do anything with technology and science programs, probably you are having an advantage. But is it really the case? Well, I make a case that these are good jobs and good profiles, and if people are interested in science and technology related jobs, then probably these are the jobs that we should be in. But what I also want to say and make a case for is that jobs such as future is not only AI and technology. Jobs such as lawyers, businessmen, economists, psychologists, architects, journalists, environmentalists, social scientists, they are not going to go anywhere. Technology can be an enabler. It may help us do these jobs better, but it never means that they're the only jobs that will exist will be in the realm of AI or only in the field of technology. I make a case that even more than technology, we will need more and more impressive lawyers. We'll need more and more businessmen that can harness the use of AI. I go back to my days, and I'm not that old, but still, I remember when the advent of computers came into India, and there was a lot of hue and cry around the banking sector that if computers come into the economy, then a lot of jobs will be lost. If some of my parents are there, you know what happened with the advent of computers and software. India is today one of the leading IT has one of the leading IT companies in the world. Indians are known to be leading some of the leading software IT companies, not only in India but abroad also. Some of the biggest organizations in IT like Microsoft, Google, and Mastercard. So a lot of them are headed by Indians. So change is always tough. Change is always tough for people to adjust to. But my dear students, my one message for you briefly from this presentation is, it doesn't mean that the world will not require people from these backgrounds that I have shown on the slide or from social sciences. The world needs you, and the world will continue needing you for next many years. So this is what I wanted briefly to touch upon. All foundation skills, key foundation skills for all career choices that you may be thinking of making across any discipline, be it science, social sciences, or any field that you are interested in, are based on 7 key skills that are important to form a foundation of what you are looking to achieve in life. And I count these 7 skills as, the first one is intellectual curiosity. Anything that you do in life, anything, even in your studies that you are currently doing in your school, if you have this first skill, which is to find out more about the things around you, if you are more receptive, if you are more open to learn from your experiences, your interest areas, and not only from your curriculum or from your books. So intellectual curiosity, if a child has that will help you in your life. Critical thinking is the buzzword these days, and India just came out with the new National Education Policy 2020, which completely revamps our school curriculum and also our university curriculum. And this justifies what we have been saying in the universities for last many years. And I call myself as ambassador of new age universities. Prior to this, I was working with another leading university where we used to talk about critical thinking and how important critical thinking is as part of your personality in anything that you're doing in your life. So I think critical thinking becomes critical, and that has been again mandated by the government of India. Interpersonal skills, I think in these days when we are all on WhatsApp and Instagram and whatnot, we are all virtually, and COVID has forced us to be in virtual mode. It becomes more than important for us to have very strong interpersonal skills like leadership, caring, active listening, motivation. I'm talking to you today via the medium of a digital medium, but at the end of the day, I know if I don't connect to you over virtual medium also, I have not done a good job. So my objective is that I should be able to connect with you even if it's on a virtual or a digital medium, and that's part of my interpersonal skill. If I'm not able to do that, probably I'm not justifying my profile or my job as the head of outreach of a university representative. And this is important for anything that any profile that people take. Versatility is very important. As I was mentioning, change is always there in our life. We have to learn to adapt to change. We'll have to learn to adapt. We have to grow up and adapt to changes. So for my example, I am a software engineer. I used to work in an IT company, top tier IT company, for about 4 years of my life. I have worked as an engineer coding, went to US, and I didn't think that I will be able to do that for the rest of my life. Came back to India and started working in the education sector. So what I do today has got nothing to do with my engineering degree or my 4 years of IT work experience. What I did was I evolved myself and adapted myself to what I feel was more relevant for me. And that change has to be undergone by each and every one of you. There was a small Gallup survey which was done a couple of years back, which said that the new age careers, with the advent of new age careers and new age economy, at least every professional will have to undergo at least 6 job changes, if not more, during the course of their professional careers. So it's not that what you study in will be the base of your life, or that is what you will do for your life. If you know, for a couple of examples, Sudha Murthy. Sudha Murthy is an engineer by profession, and today she is a top ranked writer in the country. Then you have people like Kenny G, Kenny Sebastian, who is a top tier comedian. But if you see his academics, that have got nothing to do with comedy or the arts. So people like these, and I encourage you to probably go through the profiles of some of the people that you follow, and you'll find that whatever they have studied in life is not the only thing they will do for the rest of their life. Diversity, we all know we want to, we have to have diversity, and we have to have urgency to deal with diversity in whatever we do in our life. So diversity and managing diversity is also very important quality that I want people to have. Last, seventh skill that I feel is very important for any student or any professional is service orientation. You should be happy to serve people. You should be happy to connect with people. You should do the best for anything that you do in your life. You should be doing that with the motto of serving people. So these are the 7 skills that I feel are very important for any new age career across any discipline. Make these the 7 qualities as skills as the base of your personality, and you will not go wrong. Ethics is very important. Sorry, I missed this last one. This is the 7th one. Ethics is very important in this day and age when we live in a post-truth world. People are sometimes losing focus from ethics, but it's very important to do small things right, to be honest, to be on time, to be true to your word, to be accessible. Those small things add up as a big plus point for your resume or your personal. Coming now to the OP Jindal Global University, what we stand for, what are our courses, what are my admission processes. I will take another 20 minutes to talk about in detail about our university. So as a university, we are, as I mentioned in the start, we are a social science and research-based liberal arts institution, fully residential university located in Sonipat, Delhi NCR, India. Why JGU and why somebody should be interested in our programs? There are again 7 reasons for that. First reason for anybody to look at our JGU university is our faculty profile. Today JGU has over 700 and plus faculty, which come from over 16 countries around the world. Our infrastructure and facilities, our alumni, our ranking awards, our student life, our interdisciplinarity, and our internationalization all are top notch, and I'll be talking about them in the next slides. First thing first, these are the programs that are offered at the university. So anybody who is interested can see these are the programs that will be offering for the next academic year. I will talk about each of them now. The first program that you see there, the BA LLB honors and the BBA LLB honors. These are the 5-year law programs. So this is the first. We are, as a university, in our 11th year. The university started with BA-LLB and BB-LLB programs. So these were the first programs, the core programs at the university. The university started with 10 faculty and about 100 students. Today we recruit about 800 students in BA-LLB and BBA-LLB programs in the School of Law. So in Jindal, one thing that you should know, anybody interested in our program should know, that we are one university, but we have 10 schools. So there are 10 different schools offering courses. They are interconnected, but they are different schools. So the law school is called the Jindal Global Law School. So the Jindal Global Law School offers courses at undergraduate level, BA-LLB, BBA-LLB, and this was the first year we recruited students for 3-year BA Legal Studies Honors, which is a 3-year degree program for somebody who may not want to do a 5-year degree in law, but is interested in a 3-year program based on law. So 3-year BA Legal Studies degree, this year we recruited 120 students for that program. BLLB, BBLLB, and BA Legal Studies. The entrance examination, let me clear it here itself, for law programs is LSAT India. That's the only exam we take. For BA Legal Studies, we do accept CLAT. But for law programs, 5-year law, only LSAT India, no other exam, no quota, nothing. There is no capitation fee. If you have a cutoff in the 5-year, for 5-year law, which was this year, we had a 60 percentile as the cutoff for the 5-year law program. So if you were above 60 percentile, you got an admit to our law program, 5-year law program. If you are not having that score, you will not get into Jindal Law. There is no influence that can get you into the law 5-year law program at Jindal. Coming to the other programs at the university, now we have what we call as the Jindal Global Business School. The Jindal Global Business Schools offer courses in business. As you can see, the 5-year integrated BBA honors plus MBA honors, the 3-year BBA honors. These are the two programs that are offered by Jindal Global Business School. The third school that we have is somebody who is interested in School of International Affairs. This is called the Jindal School of International Affairs, the only international affairs school in the country in a private university. We have 50 full-time faculty working only in the realm of international affairs. So if you're interested in international affairs courses, you have to look at JSIA, the Jindal School of International Affairs. Then we have the Jindal School of Government and Public Policy, which is our 4th schools offering courses in economics, 3-year program called the BA Honors in Economics and 3-year BA Honors in Social Science and Policy. The next school, which is quite competitive and quite well known in the country, and we do have a lot of students from Pathways also, is the Jindal School of Liberal Arts and Humanities, which offers a 3-year BA in Liberal Arts and Humanities. The school also launched 1-year optional 4th-year program called the Jindal Fellowship Program for students who are interested in pursuing 4 years of education in liberal arts and going for higher studies to US. The next school that we have is the Jindal School of Journalism and Communication, which offers a BA in Journalism and Media Studies, which is again a 3-year program. The next school that is there in the university is called the latest school that we added was the Jindal School of Environment and Sustainability. Again, one of its kind school, which offers detailed study in environment and sustainability field. And it is called a 3-year BA in Environment Studies. The next school that we have is the Jindal School of Banking and Finance, which offers a 3-year BCom program and a 3-year program in entrepreneurship and finance. Then we have the Jindal School of Art and Architecture that offers 5-year program called the B-Arch, the BA Build Design, the B Design. So there are 3 programs offered by Jindal School of Art and Architecture. B Architecture admissions are based on NATA or JEE scores only and nothing else, while BA Built Environment Studies and B Design, which is the B Interior Design program, is again admissions are based on multiple examinations. I'll be talking about that in a bit, but the latest entrant in the university for which the admissions will start from next year, I mean for this year we will start the admission process and we'll be starting the course from next year, is the Jindal School of Psychology and Counseling, which will offer a 3-year BA honors in psychology and counseling. So these are the 10 schools at Jindal. Now all of these 10 schools offer their own separate programs, but since we are a fully residential university under one roof, they are all interconnected. So interdisciplinarity, as I said, is a key integral part of our programs, which means a student of a School of Law is free to take up courses from probably School of International Affairs and vice versa, probably 2 or more schools. And so that is the way our curriculum is designed. So even though you apply to a particular school in Jindal, that this is very important for you to understand. There is no one application that makes you eligible for all the schools. So let's say as a student, I am interested in applying for BBA, and I am also interested in applying for liberal arts and humanities. So you will have to make 2 different applications, one to Jindal Global Business School for the BBA program, and another one to Jindal School of Liberal Arts and Humanities for the BA Liberal Arts and Humanities program. And both of them will have their separate process, admission process. So it can happen that one school selects you and one school doesn't select you, or both the schools select you. But there has to be separate process for both the programs. It's not a single process. It's a separate process for different programs, any program that you apply to in Jindal. Apart from the undergraduate program, we also have the 8 postgraduate programs, LLB, LLM, MBA, the Young Global Business Leader programs, MA Diplomacy, Law and Business, MA in Public Policy, MA in Economics, and as I mentioned, the Jindal Fellowship program, which is the 1-year optional liberal arts program. And then we also offer PhD programs across all our 10 schools. So I hope this is clear for the parents and the students, the programs and the courses that we offer in Jindal. Now coming to our detailed process on our emphasis on our faculty, as I said, as a university, as per the UGC guidelines, and we are a UGC recognized university. The UGC recommends that 1:18 should be a good faculty student ratio in universities. You will be happy to note that Jindal maintains a ratio, faculty student ratio of 1:9. So we are looking to improve it to 1:8 in coming academic year. But small class sizes mean that we are better able to service our students and give them proper direction and mentorship that they need. International faculty is one of the aspects that I have talked about already. 700 plus faculty across from 16 plus countries, and they come from top-notch universities. I'll encourage students who are interested to probably go through our faculty profiles, and you'll find out that the kind of faculty that we have is comparable to probably some of the best faculty in a social science university setup in India are available in Jindal. And also we have faculty which have rich industry experience. These are some of our faculty members. These are some of these are only the deans actually. And you see right from Professor Dr. C. Rajkumar, who at the age of 34 became the youngest vice chancellor in the country. And he is the founding vice chancellor. He is a Rhodes Scholar, a person who went to Hong Kong University, Harvard Law, and then Oxford. And we have other scholars like them who do a fabulous job of leading their own schools. So we have 10 schools. Each school has their own dean, and we have, you can see detailed profile of them in the website, which I encouraged all of you to go through. So coming to the interdisciplinarity bit, as I mentioned, we have 10 schools, but they are all interconnected. We encourage students to have interdisciplinary education. Again, I go back to the new education policy by Government of India, which again emphasizes on interdisciplinarity and talks about students having exposure to multiple disciplines of education. So we encourage students to have over 200 elective subjects are offered, and across the university, 100 cross-listed electives are offered, which means cross-listed means that different schools are offering electives which are open for all the students of the university. So this is something, for example, that we talk about a student of architecture may take up a course on urban planning from the public policy school, or a student of global affairs may take up a course on international economic law from the law school. So that is available to our students. Internationalization, I have already spoken about the faculty. We have one of the most expansive student mobility programs at Jindal. We send every semester. Before COVID hit us, we were sending almost 150 students every semester for semester exchange programs. And these are not with the sum of only with few universities, but some of the top-notch universities in the world. We have collaboration with Harvard, Yale, Columbia, and many, many more universities. We have over 250 plus collaborations. 40% of our partners are ranked in the world top 500 universities, which means out of 250, at least 100 of them are amongst the top 500 universities globally. We also have semester exchange programs, dual degree programs. Now each school has its own collaborations, but some of the key, and this is just a snapshot. As I said, we have 250 plus collaborations, but some of them are from University of Arizona, where we have an exclusive student exchange program for BA Honors Legal Studies, the Jindal Oxford Summer School on Law and Governance, the Jindal Harvard program on Human Rights and Development, the Fletcher School, Tufts University, the Jindal Fletcher program on Diplomacy and Foreign Policy. And as I mentioned, this is just for indication, but there are many more universities that exchange programs or dual degree programs. And I encourage you to again go through the website to find in detail about our programs. The student life at Jindal, since we are a fully residential university, we believe that education also is not only happening in our classrooms, but also apart from classrooms. We have a lot of clubs. We have a vibrant campus life. I, for one, stay on campus, and I'm missing my campus days these days because of the COVID lockdown. But it's a very I'll say we have now 6,000 plus students and faculty and staff that stay on campus, and we are a small knit family which lives together on that about 100-acre campus, which has all the modern amenities that you can think of from a university. We offer you infrastructure in terms of sports, like from Olympic size swimming pool to gymnasium to cricket ground to badminton, lawn tennis. We have a lot of extracurricular cultural performances from top-notch artists. Like last semester, we had Nasruddin Shah who came in. We had a lot of other very top-notch performers that came in and performed exclusively for our students. As I mentioned about our student clubs, there are about 28 student-led clubs and societies that are encouraging students to learn even when they are outside of classroom in their respective areas of interest. Rankings and accreditation, I think one of the most important recognition that came our way in last year was our Institution of Eminence. Now, Institution of Eminence is a scheme by the Ministry of Education, Government of India. There are about 900 plus universities in India. And out of those 900 plus universities, only 20 universities across the country have been given this recognition. Now in 20, there are 10 public universities, 10 private universities. Public institutions are IITs, Delhi University, Jadavpur University, and a lot of top-notch private university, public institutions that have been there for about minimum 50 to 60 years. Jindal was one of the youngest university and the only private social sciences university to be accorded that recognition of Institution of Eminence. And there are a lot of things that led to that Institution of Eminence tag. But one of the key things that we need to achieve in the coming 10 years is to break into global 500 rankings. We are, as you know, India doesn't have many universities in the global 500 universities in the world. I'm happy to share that we are already amongst the top 700 universities globally. But the mandate from the government of India is that we have to be amongst the 500 universities in the world, and our whole setup, the university student staff body is working to be there in the coming 5 years at least. So top 700 university already and working towards breaking into the global 500 rankings, which will be again a very, very big recognition because the only social science. So we don't do science programs. So it becomes more important for us to have work more hard towards getting that recognition. Now, what happens after JGU? So we have a dedicated support system for our students, which we call Office of Career Services. The placement is not a one-day process. The students are trained from their day one in the university. What we call is our mentorship program. So there is a mentor which is assigned to each student, and I go back to my slide on faculty student ratio, which is 1:9. Now each faculty mentor along with the staff from Office of Career Services works really with day one from the students with regards to preparing them for CV writing, group discussion, interview skills, how to filter companies, how to apply to companies. That is the way we start working with them. Now we are a very experiential oriented program, and most of our courses, if not all, offer internships as part of the curriculum. So right from year one, you have to do a compulsory internship. That internship is provided not by the student himself, but is the opportunity to intern is provided by the university, and many top-notch companies come and recruit students from our student body for internships and projects. Once the internships are over in the year 3 or year 5, depending on the course that you are in, we organize campus interviews for students and jobs are given to the students. Also, another important aspect is the higher education opportunity that we give to our students across different disciplines. We have students every year which go to some of the top-notch institutions in the world for higher education. I'll say in a batch of 100, almost 60 to 70% students choose to go abroad for higher education, at least from our undergraduate programs. And then we have students that go for our jobs. So coming to the admission process, as I mentioned in my initial slide, the 5-year program, the only entrance exam that we take is the LSAT India and the NATA for B.Arch program, the 5-year B architecture programs. For all other programs, we follow a holistic admission process. Amenities and facilities, I've already spoken about that, and you can already visit our virtual tour, or on YouTube, you can search for our campus facilities, and it's a good 12-minute tour that you can take right from day gate to All our facilities are available on video. So this is what it is. I will just quickly want to talk about, I still have 5 minutes, and I think it should be prudent that I talk about our detailed admission process for various courses, which we said the holistic admission process. Now, for all our programs, except again, I'm not talking about law and BArch, for which we only have one entrance exam. For all our other exams, we have a very detailed holistic admission process. Everything is online. You have to go online on our website and apply for those programs in those courses that you're interested in. When you go online, you will see an application form, which will ask you in detail about these segments. One is your academic criteria, which is your grades 10th, 11th, and 12th scores. You will be also required to give your predicted scores if you are an IB student. If you're not an IB student and your school doesn't provide predicted score, then probably we'll look at we exempt you from that. But if you're an IB student, you have to give your predicted score. And then there are three major entrance examinations that we take: SAT, ACT, or JSAT. SAT, ACT, I believe most of you will be well aware of, and your counseling team would have talked about that. I would like to spend some time to talk about JSAT, which is called the Jindal Scholastic Aptitude Test. Now, JSAT can be given in lieu of SAT or ACT. So if you don't have SAT score, if you don't have ACT scores, no problem. You can just give our JSAT exam, which is available online. I'll talk about JSAT also in my next slide. Moving to your non-academic profile, we look at your extracurriculars, letter of recommendation from your teachers or counselors, and then there is an SOP, there is an essay, there are some course related questions that you have to answer. So there is a lot of writing involved in our application process, but do those questions please write those questions with full determination and inspiration, because those are important for us to select your application for the next round, which is our interview process. Now, every student has to undergo an interview process. Interview for Jindal these days happens in via digital medium. It can be WhatsApp, it can be Skype, it can be even phone calls, depending on what works for the student and the faculty that is going to do the interview process. Now, coming to JSAT, as I mentioned, if you do not have SAT, ACT, you can give a JSAT score. Jindal Scholastic Aptitude Test is an 120 minutes online test comprising of 120 multiple choice question. The three sections that are covered in JSAT are math, English, and logical reasoning. So you have to have a 2-hour test, 120 questions, multiple choice. There is no negative marking, but you have to clear this test. This test is not conducted by Jindal. It is conducted by our partner, which is called Pearson VUE. So there is a separate application that you have to put in for JSAT through Pearson VUE, and the website is mentioned there, pearsonvue.com/JSAT. You go on this website, register for JSAT. 950 rupees is the application fee. You pay that and you will get a date and a time. You can select your date and a time for the test. JSAT exam is completely online and AI proctored. So this exam is now available from your home. If you have an internet connection and a laptop, you do not need to go anywhere. JSAT can be given from the comfort of your home. Pick a slot, just apply online, and you give the exam right from your home or study room or whichever place you want to give it from. So JSAT is available for students. For next year admissions, we have not yet initiated the admission process. The next year admission process will only be initiated by mid of November. So as of now, you can hold on to registering for the application process, as this has not been initiated, and JSAT applications will also go online only after mid of November. But this is for your information. If you are interested in Jindal, you do not have SAT, ACT, just apply through JSAT. JSAT is our score exam that you can take. LSAT India for 5-year law. LSAT India is again a test which is not conducted by Jindal. LSAT India is conducted by Discover Law, and LSAT India, if you give, is accepted by 50 more colleges apart from Jindal. So if you give like CLAT, if you give LSAT, then you wider your pool, and probably if not Jindal, you can get into some other college, or there is some other college that you're interested in. LSAT can be an exam. LSAT is again gone online this year. It was again conducted from home, AI proctored. You do not need to go anywhere. You can give it from your home. And next year also, I assume it will be available in self-proctored or AI proctored mode, where you do not need to go anywhere. Again, LSAT talks about 3 sections, and those sections details are available on the website, but briefly, analytical reasoning, logical reasoning, and reading comprehension are the 3 sections that LSAT India test you on. The application process, the application fee is mentioned on the slide, discoverlaw.excelindia.com/LSAT. You can register, and 3,800 rupees was the application fee this time around. I can't say about next year. The registration process for LSAT will also start post November. NATA, as I said, for the BR program, we accept NATA exam, which is the National Aptitude Test in Architecture, which is conducted by the Council of Architecture at the national level. So NATA again is a national level test that you have to register for. We have no role in that. Once you have the NATA score, you can apply to our Jindal School of Art and Architecture for our programs. The test measures your drawing and observation skills, sense of proportion, aesthetic sensitivity, and critical thinking ability. The test is in 2 parts: a paper-based drawing test for 2 hours, and then a computer-based online aesthetic sensitive test. I encourage you to go on the NATA website and check out about this year, how the test was conducted, what were the sections, what were the cutoffs. I cannot talk about it whole here because of the paucity of time, but NATA is the exam. If you're interested in our BR program, please give NATA. Now, last bit of slide that I want to talk about is interview. What happens in our interview process? Is it a stress interview? A lot of students get stressed out because of the interview process. Now, let me assure you at Jindal, the interview is not a stress interview. We are not going to ask you rocket science question. It will be a brief and a friendly conversation about whatever you would have written in your application form, your SOP, your question and answer, your letter of recommendation, your academics, your extracurriculars. So we will just like to have a brief conversation around those areas. What we will be checking, or the faculty or the interview will be checking, are 5 things: your oral communication, your written communication. That's why I said very important that you write those essays nicely. Your imagination and creativity, how imaginative and creative you are. Your self-reflection, how much are you aware about yourself, your strengths, weaknesses, and a lot of other things that go into that. And your finally diversity and range of extracurricular activities. So these are the 5 things that we look into when we are having that conversation over phone or Skype or WhatsApp, whichever is the medium. Please be thinking only on these lines. Yes, final part, scholarships. Jindal we offer scholarships to students on a means cum merit basis. If your family income is below 30 lakhs, you can apply for scholarship. Scholarships are based on, then after your financial need is justified, then we give scholarship based on your merit, which will be your performance in the interview, your academics, your SAT score or JSAT score. That is, the evaluation is done, and then we come out with our scholarship details. We give scholarships to many students. This year, we have even given 100% scholarships to some of our students across different courses. But generally, there are different brackets, and it's a pretty transparent process. And you can definitely have an opportunity for scholarships also in Jindal. So that's about it. I just have a few quick pictures that probably you would like to see. This is our campus. This is one of our classrooms in Sonipat. As I said, we are located in Sonipat. This is one of our library that we have. We have students from all over, apart from the faculty. So we celebrate the diversity in what we call the global diversity reading room. This is our hostel. So there is a 4 sharing hostel room in Jindal. Either it's 4 sharing or 3 sharing, depending on the year that you are in. And this is our academic block. This is the indoor garden at our campus. This is where classes happen. In another picture from our academic block where classes happen. Yes, that's about it. Thank you so much for your time. This is my number, and it's WhatsApp enabled. You can reach out to me. You can note it down if you need. And that's my email ID. if you are interested, you can reach out to me over email, and I'll be happy to assist you with any application process or any questions that you have post this. So thank you so much. Now I open the floor to questions, Q&A, and look forward to your questions. So anybody is interested can probably raise your hand. There is an option reactions, and yes, I can see Miss Ryu. Let me unmute you once. Yes, Miss Ryu, you have a question for us.
Hi, yeah. So I want to know if my son is in the 11th grade now in Pathways.
Okay.
So I would be thinking of 2022 for admissions.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, so he's interested in the BA Journalism and Media Studies program.
Okay.
He's not taking the diploma program. He's taking the certificate program.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to...
So yes, that's a question that we get quite often. And let me tell you, as per UGC guidelines, we cannot admit students who are not from IB diploma, minimum 24 points. Okay. That is our UGC requirement. And we cannot admit students in Jindal without IB diploma. Okay. So that's a thing.
Okay. Just a minute, Ankur, but I believe there is also another UGC guideline where a student can have 3 HLs. And if he meets the minimum requirement of 24 points with 3 HLs and, you know, that's what it says. If he has 3 HLs, he can. And
I will, you know, we had a couple of students this year who applied to us, and we had run through their transcripts with the registrar's office. And the registrar office came back to us and said that IB diploma with minimum 24 points, that is our minimum requirement. I am not aware of this 3 HLs thing because we have not been informed by, so Office of Registrar takes these decisions, and from them, this is a clear-cut instructions.
This is something we can look at and look into, because even from the school's perspective, we need to respond to the parents with this query. I'm only reading what AIU notification says. It talks about 3HL with course student, which is the certificate student. Now,
if you can share that notification with me, probably I can talk to the registrar office with that notification and then get a clarification. That is good if you have. If you can do that, I'll take it up, and then probably we can go back to Ryu ma'am and then tell her.
Then if nothing else, at least you can put a clarity of thought on that, saying, okay, IB diploma so much, IB course, minimum this requirement, whatever. So that we can also be 100% sure. Thank you so much.
Perfect, ma'am. Perfect. I'll do that. Any other question anybody has? Please, you can raise your hand or write it in the chat box. I'll just check the chat box. Okay, I have a question. What is the SAT minimum requirement from Khushi? Khushi, for SAT, we are looking at a minimum of 1100. If you do not have 1100 on SAT, we will not accept that score. So you will again have to give either JSAT or you will have to give SAT again. So nothing below 1100 is accepted as part of our holistic admission process. I hope that answers your question. Okay, any other question anybody has? Ma'am, you are on mute.
Yeah, some people are shy, but let me ask you, what should be a rough score in LSAT to get through to O.P. Jindal? What was the last score this year?
We had, this year we had 60 percentile as cutoff, 60 and above. If you are there, you got into the 5-year law program. But we do also offer a 3-year BA legal studies program in which we launched this year, and we are accepting even CLAT scores in that. So,
but how does one move forward from BA legal studies if somebody wants to still pursue?
So we have that what we call as the 3+3 program. You get into BA legal studies and then you pursue your LLB from Jindal, the 3-year program in post-graduation program in law. Post your BA legal studies, so that makes it 6 years of your education in law. That makes you qualified for as a lawyer.
But for postgrad also one has to sit for LSAT, or can one walk through the
Yes, that's the benefit, that you do not need to give LSAT in the 3+3 program. But if you're interested in applying for scholarships, then you will have to give LSAT at the end of your 3 years. But if you don't want to apply for scholarship, you want a direct entry, then you can enroll in 3+3 program, and that will help you in straight away getting an entry to our 3-year LLB program.
Oh, good. I think that makes sense. I think that's good. Ankur, if nobody else has any question, I think we can let everybody go. And
Perfect, ma'am.
thank you to you. It was information loaded as promised. I don't know about the others. I feel really enlightened with all the information. Believe me when I say that. Because at least I can see you, I can talk to you. After this, things become so tight. And let me tell you, even though we had more students who had probably registered, have not turned up, never mind. But they are likely to jump back again, knowing full well that there is an office in their school, which kind of works 24/7. So it's okay. So it's all.
Perfect.
And we will also reach out to you whenever need be. We'll be sharing your presentation with everybody. Is that okay with you?
Yes. I'll mail you my presentation and also the session recording, and you can share it and use it as per your requirements.
Thank you once again.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank
Bye bye.
you.
Take care. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank you, ma'am.